We are going to talk about the default tray today. So your default tray is typically going to show up on the left side of your screen, as you see here. It sometimes gets closed on accident. There's just little red buttons. If you click that, it disappears. If that happens, you want to go to Window, Default Tray, and just click on Show Tray, and then it'll come back up. So there's a few different sections in your default tray as you go through it. The first one, and I'm going to draw a square, an item that we can work with, so you can see how some of these work as you go through it. So let's draw a square so you can see that. So the first one is your entity info. This only populates when you've selected something that you've drawn. So you can see when I choose this square that I've drawn, now it's going to show me what the tag is, what the area is. I can toggle it on or off as it goes through. And that's when I hit checked hide, all this disappeared. Then you go to edit, undo, hide for it to come back. So that's what that is. And so it'll show you some information about each specific item. So I'm just going to draw another square because then we'll do a few things so you can show how that works. Materials, this is what you will use to put color, pattern, anything like that onto a surface in your drawing. So when you come down to the drop down here, where right now it says colors, it's going to give you some options on brick, cladding, siding, carpet, fabrics, etc., glass and mirrors, wood, all of that goes through. So when you choose one of these, we'll just stick with colors, then you'll come through, and this you can use for like a paint, if you're changing a fabric color, that sort of thing as you go through. But you can choose it. It's going to show you the little paint bucket icon. And then when you click on the surface, it's going to fill that full surface in. And it'll tell you the name of the color that it has in there. So that's for materials. When you click on the arrow button next to the title, it will either expand or collapse each section as you go through. So now if I go back and I choose this, it's going to show me what the color is that I have for it. Again, it's untagged, the area, all of that. Your next item is components. So we use this for the 3D warehouse, which is here. And this is where you can find pre-built fixtures, furniture, equipment, any of that as you go through. So for instance, let's say I wanted to find a chair. You're just going to type in what you're looking for. And then this will show you just a little thumbnail as you go through it. So there's going to be lots of options. But you'll click on the one you want to see more. Yours will be signed in already. Let me sign in real quickly. But when you access it, it will sign you in to go through that. Okay, so now you pull it over. So it'll pull up a larger image. So you can see what all is included. So all of this is going to be in that image. So this may be a little much for what you're looking for. So you can keep scrolling down and see. Some may have more than one option as you go through. So like this one, when I clicked on chairs and it said 6, then it has different ones that are here. When you find what you want, you're going to hit the download button. You're going to say yes to load it in. It will download it. And then it's just going to place it in here. If I go to the 3D view, you can see that as we go through. So that is what you have there. You can see now on entity, it's giving me a definition that this is component 12, etc. as I go through. Okay, so that's components. Styles, we will get into more when we talk about creating different layouts and views as we go through this. But this will change the shading, the color as you go through it. So you can kind of play with this, but we'll talk more about that as we get into it with all of that. Okay, so that's what that is. Just a quick overview of that. Tags. Okay, so tags function like layers in AutoCAD. So right now we just have one tag or layer, which is called untagged. You can hit the plus button to add one. So now I could add, let's say I want to add one for walls, and maybe I want one for floors, and we'll add one for furniture. Okay. So this is going to help you organize your drawing. So now if I come over here and I choose this item right here, I can choose to place it under my entity. When I go up to tag and the drop down button, I now have options for where I want to put it. So I can place it on the floors tag. This one we're going to put on walls just for the sake of the exercise. And then this, we're going to choose furniture. Okay. So now when I click on each one in my entity info, it shows which tag it is. So again, you're going to create your tags under here, and then you're going to use your entity info to choose where each one goes. So now what I can do is under tags, I can hit the eye and hide my furniture so you don't see that. And then I can turn it back on. So it makes it very easy to turn layers on and off, which is especially for furniture, dimensions, that sort of thing. It's very useful as you're creating different views and layouts. We typically will not worry about shadows. Scenes, you can come in here and again add a scene. So let me show you. We're going to add one. So right now it just says scene 1. It's placed a tab up here. And this is what it's showing. Okay. So we're going to come in. I'm going to rename each of these. So typically I will set it up. And this is similar to like your model space and your paper space in AutoCAD. All right. It doesn't like to rename here for some reason, but if you come up to the tab and right click and hit rename, it works much better. So I'm going to call this my working drawing. You could call it model if that helps you so that it matches up with AutoCAD. I'm going to create a new scene and I'm going to rename it to floor plan. And then we'll do one more and we'll rename it to furniture plan. Just keep them simple. Okay. So right now, as I go through it, they're all the exact same thing. Okay. So your working drawing typically is going to be where you make changes as you go through. So for instance, if I'm going to add, let's add an elevation real quick with this. But so you would do your drawings here and go through that. So now in my floor plan, I can arrange this to what I want. So I'm going to go to a top view. I'm going to hide. I'm going to go to tags and hide my furniture because in a floor plan, you're typically not going to see furniture. I'm going to shift it to just what I want to see. So this is the view I want for my floor plan. So now I'm going to come up to the floor plan tab. I'm going to right click and update. Okay. So that, let's see if we go back to scenes, you've now got it showing you this little thumbnail, what that scene is. So if I go to working drawing, it comes back here. And now if I click on floor plan, it's going to automatically switch to that. So now I can go to furniture plan. I'm going to go to top view again. We're just going to move our furniture around. So let's say we want our furniture over here. And again, I'm just going to get the view that I want, right click and update. So now again, you can see in these thumbnails what I have, and I can switch between them with the tabs here. So my working plan, my floor plan, and my furniture plan. So this is the way, again, this functions like your paper space and model space in AutoCAD. and allows you to set up those different views as you're creating drawings. You can have a floor plan, a furniture plan, elevations, all of that as it goes through. And then your last item that shows automatically is the instructor view. And this gives you some instructions, but so you would select a tool. So let's say we're going to do push pull. And when you click on it, it's going to tell you basically what it does and how you can work with it. So what does the control do? What does alt do? It gives you some tips as you go through it. So if you're struggling with one or trying to remember what's what, this is another very quick way to kind of come through and see what each one does.